Hi everyone, I'm going to continue this series of the Yalkut Yosef. At the moment we are on Siman 263. We are actually in Halacha Nun Bet at the moment. We're talking about accepting the sanctity of Shabbat with lighting over here. Is kindling lights, the question is, an automatic acceptance of Shabbat or not? That's what we're learning about, friends, today. Okay, Kabbalat Shabbat Ba'adlaka. Yesh Omrim, Shekeivan Shadlika Ha'isha Nerot Shabbat. חל עליה תוספת שבת מחול על הקודש וכאילו קיבלה עליה שבת ואסורה בעשיית מלאכה. Okay, there are poskim who ruled that once a woman has kindled her Shabbat lights, she automatically must begin keeping all Shabbat restrictions as if she had declared that she had accepted the sanctity of Shabbat on herself over here. That's what some of the rabbis would say. וכן אסור לה לאכול ולשתות עד לאחר הקידוש. It's also going to be forbidden for her to drink or to eat, just to add on, even while the sun is still shining, she may no longer perform acts of malacha also. So eating, drinking at this stage, according to these people, these rabbanim, will be also asur. Afilu im adayin hayom gadol, even if it's light. ולפיכך נוהגות כצאת נשים, שבירכו והדליקו את הנר, אינן מכבות את הגפרור שבידיים, אלא משליחות אותו לארץ, והוא נכבה מאליו. So, because of this reason, over here, there are women that refrain from extinguishing the match that remains in their hands after reciting the brachot and the bracha and kindling the lights. What would they do instead? Will they extinguish it? No, they won't. What they do instead, they will drop the match on the floor or into a container of some sort and allow it to burn itself out. That's what they will do. And just to add to it, some poskim also added that she may no longer pray the minchat tefillah, since this is a weekday activity and she has already started the Shabbat at this stage in time. That's according to this. Okay. ויש המחמירים עוד שאין האישה מתפלל מנחה אחר הדלקת נרות, אז זה בפור, הנרות שבת, שמחה ועשה אותו קודש לא תעשה חול, בתפילת מנחה של חול. אולם דעת רוב הפוסקים ומרן השולחן ערוך, שאין קבלת שבת תלויה בהדלקת כלל, ולכן האישה מותרת בעשיית מלאכה או בטעימה, גם לאחר הדלקת נרות, כל זמן שלא שקעה השמש. As long as the sun hasn't shined over here, according to Maran HaShulchan Aruch, seemingly, you'll be able to still eat, to drink at this point in time. It's not necessarily, it's fixed upon someone at this stage in time. Okay. וכן עיקר הלכה, this is עיקר הלכה. ומכל מקום, נכון שהאישה תתנה ותגלה דעתה שאין ברצונו לקבלת שבת ולהקה נרות בערב שבת, ומספיק להתנות תנאי זה פעם אחת בשנה. It's a proper that a woman would actually make a condition, like saying that she is not accepting necessarily all these restrictions when she's lighting the candles. Even once a year suffices. It's better to do that, to cover herself totally to those opinions. Okay. What if she forgot and she didn't stipulate this condition once a year or whatever? רשאית לעשות מלאכה הנחוצה אחר הדלקה ומכל שכן שרשאית להתפלל מנחה. אוקיי. ומכל מקום לכתחילה יותר נכון שאישה תתפלל מנחה קודם שתדליק את הנרות, אבל אם שכחה להתפלל תחלה או שהזמן דחוק, מוצע לה להתפלל מנחה אחר הדלקת נרות, ואפילו אחר שקעה החמה בתוך י"ג דקות וחצי, זמניות כרבע שעה, אחר השקיעה, וכן מוצע לה להצמין את החמין, בדבר שאינו מוסיף אבל, כגון שסמיכות אחר הדלקת נרות. Okay, so what's it saying over here, friends? Over here. Okay, most poskim ruled that the act of kindling the Shabbat lights has nothing to do with the accepting of sanctity of Shabbat upon itself. Accordingly, their ruling, a woman may continue to perform acts of malacha and to eat even after she kindled lights, as said before. The halacha follows this second opinion. Even it's recommended a woman stipulates, as I said before, specifically that she does not wish to accept the sanctity of Shabbat with kindling of the lights. It's sufficient to make this stipulation once a year, as we learned in Halacha 33. Ashkenazic women may rely on such an annual stipulation over here as well. They can be somech on this. Therefore, if she forgot to stipulate this condition on a certain Friday afternoon or once a year, she may rely on her annual stipulation and continue to perform the acts of melacha, and she may still pray the minchat tefillah. In fact, even if the sun has set, she may still pray mincha until 13 and a half seasonal minutes after sunset. Likewise, during this period, she may wrap a pot of food in blankets or any material that prevents its heat from escaping without causing it to become warmer. Over here. Okay, so now we are in Halacha Nun Gimel, friends, over here. Now we're talking about separating Chala and Ma'asrot after the kindling. Isha shadlaka nerot v'kibla alea Shabbat. Okay, a woman has already lit the candles over here and accept Shabbat. V'shuv nizkera shechala frish chala or le'aseh et ha'perot v'yirkot. Well, I think we talked about this before. She forgot to separate the challah dough or ma'aseh with regards to perot, fruits and vegetables. Rasha'id la'afrish challah v'la'aseh et ha'perot v'yirkot kodem tzet kochavim. There's this permissibility for her to separate the challah and the fruits and vegetables before tzet kochavim. Even if it's her custom to actually accept the Shabbat upon herself at the lighting of the candles. But because it's over here, it's for tzorech mitzvah over here. And she didn't necessarily accept the Shabbat with the congregation itself. You've got a man over here that has lit the Shabbat candles. Also, seemingly, they will be allowed to separate the Maisa and the produce before the Shabbat come in. Kevan she'ein ha'anashim mekablim Shabbat ba'adlaka nerot. Men don't necessarily accept the sanctity of Shabbat when lighting the candles. Ela be'ed kabbalat Shabbat shebeit knesset. They accept it in the tefillah in the synagogue at the time when they're davening. When a man kindles the Shabbat lights, what's the din over here, friends? Okay. Nun dalet ha'isha adlik nerot Shabbat rasha'i la'asut melacha achad laka. Okay, a man that lights the Shabbat candles. A man who kindles the Shabbat lights may continue performing acts of melacha afterwards, and he does not need to make any sort of stipulation over here. Just unlike women have to make a stipulation. Okay, v'af. אין צריך להתנות קודם להדלקה שאינו מקבל את שבת בהדלקתו, שהרי אין מנהג האיש לקבל את השבת בהדלקה. אוקיי, מכל מקום, שכן, שרשאי להתפלל מנחה אחר שהדליק נרות שבת, מכל מקום, הרוצה להתנות פעם אחת בשנה שאינו מקבל עליו שבת בהדלקה נרות, תבוא עליו ברכה. Okay, so what's it saying here? All poskim agree that there's no custom for a man to accept the sanctity of Shabbat at the time of kindling the lights. He may certainly pray the mincha prayer after kindling the lights itself. Even so, if he will stipulate once a year that he does not accept the sanctity of Shabbat upon himself with the act of kindling the lights, he will receive a special bracha from Shemaim within regards to this, from heaven. Reciting Birkat Hamazon after kindling the Shabbat lights. We're talking about Birkat Hamazon here. Mi shadlika nerot b'yom shishi. Someone that's going to light the candles on Friday. בהדלקה נזכרה שאכלה כחצי שעה קודם ההדלקה, ועדיין לא בירכה ברכות המזון. Okay, after he lights the candles, he realizes it's okay. So what's happened here, friends? She is going to remember that she ate bread shortly before and has not recited the Birkat Hamazon prayer. Can she still say it now? She must recite it now. And she should not add the passage over here of Retzeh v'Chalitzenu. Remember on Shabbat, on the Birkat Hamazon Tefillah, we add the passage of Retzeh v'Chalitzenu. So one might assume, if she lit the candles over here, you would have to say this Tefillah over here. But no, you don't. I'd say that. Okay, this is so even when Ashkenazic women accept the sanctity of Shabbat with the kindling of the Shabbat lights, also they will not have to do it over here. ואפילו אנשים הבנות אשכנז נוגעות לקבל את שבת בהדלקה, אין להן להזכיר רצה והחליצנו, בברכות המזון שמברכת על מה שאכלו קודם שקיבלו שבת. Okay, friends, now we are on Halacha Nun Vav, so let's try and make progress. Drinking after kindling the Shabbat lights. Can you actually drink something? You lit the Shabbat candles, you can drink. Isha שהדליקה נרות שבת, ואחר הדלקה צמאה לשתות. They want to drink, and if the candles can do it. מותר לה לשתות עד השקיעה. She's going to be allowed to drink until the time of Shkia, sunset. Okay. One who forgot the tefillah of Ya'aleh v'Yavo on Friday afternoon. Do they have to go back and say it? Shabbat's already coming. Maybe you've missed a chance of saying it over here because you've accepted Shabbat upon itself. What does it say? Halacha Nun Zayin, Siman 263. Im chal rosh chodesh b'yom shishi v'shachach lomar Ya'aleh v'Yavo b'mincha. Okay, if on the Friday itself, it happens to be Rosh Chodesh, and there's an obligation to say Ya'aleh v'Yavo in the Mincha Tefillah. B'nitzka b'leil Shabbat, she remembers on Shabbat itself. or lacha kablat Shabbat ba'aniyat Baruch Hu. The person's already said Baruch Hu, answered Baruch Hu, and accepted Shabbat himself. Ho'il u'motzei Rosh Chodesh, einu yachol litpalel tashlumin k'shechach laskir Rosh Chodesh b'mincha. She can't now compensate this prayer in the Arvit Tefillah by saying Shemona Esrei twice, because now it's not Rosh Chodesh anymore. Ele b'tanai shel nedava umavoo b'divrei Rambam Moran Zecher Tzadik Livra she'asur litpalel nedava b'Shabbat b'Yom Tov. You can't daven. Okay. This is because the Shulchan Aruch rule, like the opinion of the Rambam, that one may not recite a voluntary tefillah, a prayer, on Shabbat itself. Therefore, in that case, one should go to the synagogue on Friday evening and listen carefully to the Chazan as he recites a blessing of Me'en Sheva after the Amidah, and have intention so that blessing to count as a compensatory prayer for the mincha that he recited incorrectly earlier in the day, where he erred and didn't say this. Okay. It's ideal to actually tell the Chazan himself about this, that the Chazan will have intention for this specific person to have in mind. Okay. לפיכך לא יתפלל תשלומים, אלא יכוון בברכה מעין שבע, ששומע משליח ציבור. ודאי לא בכך, that's sufficient enough. וכל זה אם נזכבל אל שבת, או לאחר שקיבל עליו את השבת, יחד עם הציבור, בניית ברוך הוא. Okay. אבל אם קיבלו עליו את השבת ביחידות, the person has accepted the Shabbat by himself, not with the congregation. If it's still Tam Mincha at this stage in time, and the person hasn't accepted with the tzibur, hasn't answered Baruch Hu yet at that point in time, and it's all been done privately, and it's not yet, it's still within the window of time, then he can still recite it over here. Okay. Let's try and make progress. We've got a few more halachot. Okay, the kindling the lights in the dining area. Where's the location where you light the candles? You can light it in the room. Where do you light it? You light it outside for some miracles, like in Hanukkah. Let's find out. Mitzvah l'adlikat hanerot samuch l'shulchano. It's a mitzvah to light the candles near the table. Shesu'ud alav bel Shabbat, where you can have the Shabbat meal. Kadesh yikadesh v'yochal lo ora. In order that when you're going to do the kiddush, and you're going to eat, you can do it by the lights over there. You're going to have the light. V'zeu bichlal oneg Shabbat. This is because of the joy of Shabbat. Ve'ikar mitzvat hadlakat nerot be'erev Shabbat hi b'chedesh she'ochlim bo. The main mitzvah of lighting candles should be naturally inside the room. Umikadin en chiyuv la'adlik b'sha'ar chadrei abayit. Okay. Umikadin, there's no obligation to light the candles in the other rooms of the house. If he wants to light also inside the room itself, it's permissible. But also, you get a blessing if you do it inside the room upon yourself. You can't, you're not permitted to make a blessing on that. מפני שבחדר יש זבובים, מקדש בחצר ואוכל שם, אף על פי שאינו רואה משם את הנרות, שנרות לעונג נצטוו ולא לצער, בלבד שיהנה מהנר איזה זמן מועט, שאם לא יהנה מהנרות כלל, הביאה ברכה לבטלה. Okay. Over here. So let's just, let's talk about it. If there are some flying insects are flying around in someone's house, for example, and it's annoying for the person. They don't want to sit down there, and it would be more pleasant to say the kiddush and to eat outside in someone's balcony or inside a yard by the moonlight, for example, because there is some light there. One may do so even if one cannot see the Shabbat lights. They can be in a different locale, different area from that location where the candles are lit. The basic principle is that we are commanded to have lights on Friday evening for our pleasure, not that we should suffer because of them. It shouldn't become a suffering because of them. Now, 3 more short halachot and we finish the section. So big mazal tov, and we'll continue. Nun tet, other rooms of the house. What's it talking about? Mika adin, in tzurich ladlik b'chol chadrei habayit. You don't have to light in other rooms of the house. It's sufficient to light the candles in the room while you're eating. And specifically, we live in a day and age where there's other lights in all the rooms. If someone that's going to be strict and will want to light the Shabbat candles in another room, they get a blessing. But it's not permissible to make a blessing seemingly in the other rooms. Okay. There are those people that have a custom to light candles in the corridor of their house, because people might wake up in the middle of the night and they don't want to fall down or trip with regards to a chair or something similar. It's good to leave the lights in the corridor so to avoid like an accident happening. Very, very important thing over here, it's saying here. There's no reason, however, to set up an oil lamp to burn throughout Shabbat until Saturday night, because that could be an issue of Bal Tashkit over here. It could be wasting over here. Halacha, now we are on Halacha Samach. 2 more Halachot. You need to light the candles in an area where you can end up benefiting, using from it over here, in that location. You should not light it in a place where you're not going to light anything, in a machsan, for example, where you're not going to probably go inside. Okay. One may not kindle these lights in some other room and then carry them over to the dining area. You can't move it once you've lit it. It's going to be permissible to light it on the table. If the place where they are to burn is difficult to access and to kindle them there, one may kindle the lights down on the table and then lift the burning lights to the chandelier or the shelf or the place where they are to stay, because if you're going to light it on the chandelier or on a high place, it might be difficult to light it there, so it's going to be easier to light it on the table. This is permitted since it's obvious to an onlooker that one kindle these lights in honor of Shabbat. Okay, woman is sick and she's lying in bed. If the woman is sick and you want her to light the candles, the bracha necessarily, you can take the lights to her, she can kindle it, say the bracha, and then move it to the other place you want it. Okay, last halacha samach aleph in this longish section. We're talking about bringing lights from another room, friends. Okay. מי שכח להדליק הנרות בערב שבת במקום שסומן וקם לו הדליק את האור החשמל ויש לו נרות דולקות בחדר אחר, אינו רשאי לטלטלם בין השמשות ולהעבירם למקום שסעוד בו שם, שאף שהוא איסור שבות, אין להקל בזה. Okay, if someone failed to kindle the Shabbat lights in the dining area and did not leave on any electric lights whatsoever, so it's all dark, pitch black, one may not transfer lamps or candles that are burning in another room over to the dining area, even during Ben Hashmashot. It's not going to be allowed over there. So, Massive Mazal Tov, we finish this section, Siman 263. We are going to progress next time with Siman 264. And remember, this whole series is Lilun Nishmat, Rabbi Leo D's wife, and the 2 daughters, after they were murdered back in Pesach time. Wishing you all a good day, and please watch over all the previous videos and smash the like button wherever you're listening to this from.